Zanetti is one of those players that everyone respects, but not everyone actually tests properly. Some people say he's overrated, others swear he's one of the most reliable fullbacks in the game. So instead of guessing, I decided to do a full test. Full training, full gameplay, different positions, and an honest verdict at the end. The real question is simple. Is Zanetti LE actually worth it after training? I wasn't planning to just collect him and move on. Zanetti is a legend, but legends don't always translate well into gameplay. That's why I wanted to test him seriously. I got the card, brought him into my squad, and decided to build him with one clear idea in mind: balance. I didn't want to turn him into something he's not. I wanted to see how good he really is when used correctly. For the training, my focus was very clear. I wanted a balanced build that could take advantage of his versatility. Enough defensive stats to make him solid at the back, enough stamina to last the full match, and just enough technical ability to contribute offensively when needed. I also paid close attention to the impetus, because for a player like Zanetti, positioning and consistency matter more than flashy stats. This build is not about highlights, it's about reliability. After completing the training, this is how Zanetti looks. On paper, nothing feels exaggerated, but everything feels well distributed. He's not the strongest or the most aggressive going forward, but his pace stands out more than expected. What really separates him is versatility. Zanetti can play on both flanks as a defensive midfielder, as a wide midfielder on either side, and with the right progression, he can even function as a center back or a left midfielder. A true utility player. And with players like this, the real answer never comes from the stats alone. It comes from gameplay. One of the first things I wanted to test was his versatility. Zanetti doesn't feel limited to just one role. Playing him as a defensive midfielder, he stays well-positioned, covers space intelligently, and helps the team keep its shape. When moved to RMF, he adapts quickly, offering support on the wing without losing defensive awareness. This flexibility is one of his biggest strengths and makes him very easy to fit into different systems. On the ball, Zanetti feels surprisingly comfortable. His balance allows him to resist pressure, and his dribbling is clean and controlled. He's not a player that will break lines with skills, but he doesn't panic. Even under pressure, he keeps possession and makes the right decision most of the time. This makes him extremely reliable in tight matches. When it comes to passing and crossing, Zanetti does his job very well. His crosses are accurate enough to create real chances, especially when timed correctly. He doesn't force plays, and that's important. Several of his contributions come from simple but effective decisions: a good pass, a well-timed cross, an assist that doesn't look flashy but changes the game. Even offensively, Zanetti can surprise you. He gets into good positions, creates chances, and in some situations even scores. This doesn't mean he's an attacking fullback, but it shows that he's not a liability going forward. If the opportunity appears, he's capable of contributing. That said, Zanetti is not perfect. In aerial situations, his heading is clearly a weakness. He struggles to compete physically in the air, and this can be noticeable against taller opponents. Long-range shots are also not his strength. If you expect goals from distance or aerial dominance, this is not the player for that role. So what's the final verdict? Zanetti LE is a very solid, defensive-minded, and versatile player. His stamina, balance, and crossing make him extremely reliable, especially in structured systems. However, his lack of aerial presence and limited long-range threat mean he won't suit every playstyle. If you value consistency, positioning, and versatility, he's worth it. If you want an aggressive attacking fullback, you might want to look elsewhere. And now the real question. If Zanetti is strong defensively, but more limited going forward, what happens when we compare him to a fullback with the opposite profile? That's what I'm testing next. Zanetti versus Serginho. Balance versus attack. That video is coming next.